Hello. I'm going to make a multi-sectional Sherlock. Do some line work tubing. Not quite sure how many sections it's going to be. We'll see what we got going on here.
Hi, Victoria. This is Ed on the torch. He's going to be making a Sherlock tonight.
I'm going to have to blow tube a little bit here, so sometimes it's hard for me to talk.
Yeah, that's our Instagram. You can find us at Boro Ballers.
Right now I'm just hooking up a blow tube to this, and then I'm going to cut off a section to use. Glassblowing is fun when you're not doing it to pay bills. Okay, it's more fun when you're not doing it to pay bills. Okay, now I got a piece to work with here. Yeah, the Sherlock is going to be made out of multiple sections put back together to give it the design. So this is the prep I got starting off here. Some Golden Gate. I believe it's called Northern Lights. It's the name of the stick stack they use. And what I'm going to do is heat it up and pull it down like a straw, maybe a little bit thicker for this piece. And then I'm going to give it a little twist to it, and then bring it back to a ball to give it a design. You'll see what it looks like after I'm done. Alright, so I pulled it way down here. Now I'm going to start putting twists back and forth on it to give it a wigwag design. This is going to take a little bit for me to do this heating up section by section and bending and cooling, but the outcome is worth it. You know, Matt Kelly, I have heard treble blown and double blown my whole life. Well, my whole adult life anyway. And I couldn't tell you. Maybe if it's layered and layered again, but kind of a mystery to me, honestly. I think it was just a marketing thing for some glass blowers in like the late 90s or something. Okay, got all the wigs in there where I put a bend, put a bend, put a bend. Now we're going to go back, we're going to put the wags back in to get the wig wag. We're going to bend them back. No, Tyler, I really don't get hand cramps anymore. It's all muscle memory. I've been doing this, I don't know, 15 years. Used to. Fingers would lock up right in the middle of a project, but now I got quite a bit of time before I start having that problem. I'm making a section for a Sherlock I'm going to be putting together. This is just going to be a wig wag line work section. Halfway through it. This is like the biggest part of the Sherlock can. This is going to end up being a big ball again. Well, Sherry, I would love to offer it for sale, but I'd like to make it first, and then we'll figure out if it's for sale. Dakota, I'm making a Sherlock. I can't stop spinning. That'll mess everything up. But we're almost done here with the wig wag. And before I gather it up to a ball, here's what it looks like. I don't have a cigarette, it's a blow hose for the end of my tube.
Do you need anything from inside?
Okay. So we're going to bring this back to a ball. The color comes in either crushed form, which is called frit, or line, like a cane. Comes with a stick form, like this. Yes, LeBron, I'm making a Sherlock pipe. Oh, Brian, how many types of pipes are there? I think hitters, spoons, ladles, Sherlocks. I haven't made rigs in a while. I almost got this rounded out and be able to show you guys what it looks like. It always looks cool when it's glowing. So now what I'm doing is I'm reversing the axis of this ball that I made. So I'm going to have a blow tube coming off here, and I'm going to cut it off back here. So it gives me a different direction of the design, I guess is how to put it. I'll try to find a way to include a honeycomb in on this project, maybe as an add-on at the end or something, to show you how to do that. If not, I can always do another project.
Yeah, we can go live another time.
Right now I'm just cleaning up the end of it so the design all comes down to a nice tight pinpoint where all the lines meet. Not just like some big color smudge. So this is a little bit of detail work that takes a little extra time, but it really pays off in the end with the final product. I'm making a Sherlock. Well, a Sherlock style pipe. We'll probably have another 3 sections, maybe 4, but this is the most labor-intensive one of them all. I thought I'd start with the biggest one and make the smaller ones to accommodate it. I put this on the end of my blow tube here. This is the hose that runs around me, and a mouthpiece. So as I'm spinning it, I can just puff little bits of air in and just keep working, and I don't have to keep taking it out and moving. Everything, I can just work while it's in the flame and keep it going. This is, everything here is borosilicate glass. Roasted marshmallows on it one time. Could you give me a shout out on Instagram or whatever?
No, because you're on the phone.
Oh, do you want to use mine or at least one on mine?
Yeah, there's just a minute.
In my pocket.
Can we finish up what I'm doing?
Brandon, I'm making a Sherlock. If it finishes and it doesn't crack or anything, then we'll talk about sales. I like to make it first and then figure out how it's selling after. Less stress. So this is going to be the middle part of the can of a Sherlock. This is kind of the most labor-intensive part, like I was saying earlier. I'm going to try to answer your guys' questions as fast as I can and best as I can, but I really have to focus on what I'm doing as well, or it's just going to be a paperweight. So the pattern happened where I took a straight line tube like this. I draw it down kind of like a straw, maybe a little bit, pretty much just like a McDonald's straw in some cases. And I do little twists back and forth, and then bring it back to a ball, and then reverse the axis 90 degrees, and that's what gives you the design you just saw. I'll be doing it again with this for another little section of it. Doing it all in one piece, I can't get the design I'm looking for. I take this and hook up to it, blow out a ball, and then bend it, push a ball, and be done. But I'm looking for a certain design factor to it. It was a cherry Coke, and tastes pretty good.
Water's better for you.
Landon, how do you get started getting glass blowing? There's so many more classes out there now than there were 15 years ago. There's YouTube. YouTube can teach you so much stuff. I don't know. I sold glass for a guy for a little bit, and he asked me if I wanted to start doing this. So I took the money I earned from selling glass and invested in a torch, and 15 years later, here's what I'm doing. That's the short and skinny of my story, but nowadays there's so many different avenues you can get into this. No, I live in Wisconsin, very close. Okay, I'll get on with it.
We're in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
That's northwestern Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're gonna do that shout out on IG.
Do your thing. Sean, I sell a lot of glass. Sell glass Chicago to Denver. Everywhere in between. Ship around the world. I've been thinking about getting back into making rigs, Sean. I've been making so many accessories as far as caps and scoops and stuff like that that I don't know, I've just been kind of digging that whole form lately. I haven't done Sherlock's in quite a while. I just thought it'd be fun to do tonight. And well, Landon, you can always check us out on Boro Ballers on IG. Bruce, I'd love to teach a lot of people. Right now, I'm not really teaching. Maybe in about a year, I might be in a spot where I'll enjoy doing that, but right now, I'm kind of on my own mission at this point. I've been doing this about, I bought a torch 2002, but I was a hobbyist for years, on and off again. I've been doing it professionally without another job for about 8 years, 7 years, 8 years, something like that. So here's another smaller section, and this is going to be, I'm going to put a couple twists in it, and we're going to put it to the top of the other piece, and this is what we're going to push our bolt into at the very end. So this is the future bowl top part inside the bowl. Oh, the piece in my mouth is a blow hose. It goes around so then I can just flow air into the piece as I need to without taking it out and moving it to here and then back. It just makes it a lot smoother. Went for years without a blow hose, and Once I got one, I've wondered how I've done this job without one. So now I'm going to take that line tubing and I'm going to twist it. That's too bright, you guys can't see it. A lot of times I'd like to pull this piece down a lot further and put in a lot more bends to it, but I'm really trying to power through this so you guys don't get bored watching it and actually get some progress done. Because this could take a lot longer. That strip needs getting about water.
Yeah, a little bit now.
We'll let it cool off for a second, hold on. So this is going to go to the top part. These two are going to go together. I'm going to pop a hole here. I'm going to connect the two. And this is going to be the top part of the Sherlock where the bowl presses in. This is the body of it where your handle hold. Then I'll make a mouthpiece, a little stalk, and a mouthpiece. Yeah, this guy is like, what's up with all this chanting about Jeff? Oh, thank you on the comment on my terminations. I really work hard to get them clean. Appreciate it.
Shout out to Nasty Nate Glass on IG. You guys should follow him. He's the shit. Hi, Nate. It is one long ass.
Blow hose? The blow tube?
Yeah. I'm gonna try it for a bounce back, see if I can.
Alright, this will start taking a little bit of shape now. I'll be able to field a few questions here in a minute. This is kind of a long process here of getting the thickness of this cooked back down. Just had it kind of thin for what I was doing. Okay, I'm gonna kind of put the finishing touches on this piece here, for this section. Have a quick drink and need a quick second, and I'll get back on the next section. Should only be a minute. Cool.
Hi, Catherine. Hi, Natasha.
Give me one moment.
We are in Wisconsin. Maybe we should auction it on IG. Use oxygen and propane. We'll make another sign and turn it around. We made it like 2 seconds before we went live because I totally wasn't thinking about it.
Oh, it is going backwards.
Yeah, we didn't think about it at all. We don't smoke around here or anything.
Oops. Okay. Do you guys prefer shorter projects like pendants and hitters and stuff like that, or do you like watching stuff that takes a little bit longer? I do use frit. It's not here, just decided to do line work Sherlock tonight. I don't have a whole lot for frit on hand. But have worked plenty frit. Well, I thought I had another blow tube on it. Yeah, I got to open one up. Open one up real quick. If you guys are interested in any of my glass, it's backwards, but Bolo Ballers on IG. My wife runs it. She'll get back to you, and we can figure it out. It's not quite a glory hole. It's just a, I guess it's like a glory hole of a kiln. Yeah, I pre-warm almost everything I do in the kiln before I bring it to the torch. Just habit. That little bit of gas I blew out the end here, that was a flame. That was because my center fire of my torch is a pre-mix rather than a surface mix. It traps a little gas in the tube that I have to blow out. So we're going to do a little wig-wag reversal for the mouthpiece, and then we're going to do just a wig-wag stock where it just kind of does a little zigzag action down the stock of it to the can. So I heat it up, put a little crease on the side of the tube here, and then as it cools, give it a little flex. It breaks apart, leaves it open on the ends for the next piece. I'll have to find a good, not copyrighted music playlist for the next time. I had no luck finding one on short notice.
Shout out to any suggestions that you know of?
Yeah, any suggested playlists on like maybe Spotify or YouTube of uncopyrighted music? That would be good background. I don't think so, Robbie.
What?
He said Nickelback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't happening. That isn't happening. SoundCloud.
Okay.
Yeah, what is SoundCloud's uncopyrighted?
Well, it's all mixes, so it's people taking, mixing their own music.
Oh, I'd be playing pot, guys, but I can't. It's copyrighted. Hobson's cool, but again, I think he's got his stuff copyrighted. Maybe find a live band to play in the background here or some shit, I don't know. Do we still know people that spin records?
Yeah, we do.
Gotta get a live DJ next time or something?
Josh Fuller.
Some drum and bass? Well, I got a whole music thing going on here.
Good, they're engaging.
I think it's like my first time going live for more than like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is going to be our mouthpiece. And I'm opening up the end here so I can make the stock and connect it to it. And to open up the end here, what I've done is I pull it down to like a cellophane tip. Like super, super thin. I take a hot glob and I melt it over that. I push it down in there. And as it's cooling, kind of give a little wiggle. And I have a hole. Nice clean hole, exactly where I needed it. Glass doesn't really conduct the heat so much, it's more of an insulator. So this can be a couple thousand degrees and my hand can be right up to, right now this is probably about 800 degrees. $1,000-degree glass and room temperature glass look exactly the same. It doesn't start glowing until about 1,400 degrees. The color is a whole nother beast altogether. Pretty much everyone in the industry orders their color from distribution houses that sell it for large companies that produce mass amounts of color. There's some small batch companies out there and some old timers that still mix their own cobalt, but for the most part, pretty much all the color industry is bought through other companies that specialize in making it. This comes layered. This is pre-made. What it is a tube, and then you put a bunch of sticks of color all the way around it, and then you slide another tube over it, and then you start melting at one side and melt the air out and melt it all together. Usually hook up a vacuum pump for it and pull it down. Usually done on a lathe. You can do it by hand, but it's a lot easier to do on a lathe. You can do it bigger. But that's how this is pre-made, and then I can take it and bend it to get different effects. So I put a little score on there with a glass knife, a cutting tool. Put the score on the glass. I'm going to take this hot tip of glass here. Hear that? Oh, I did that to open up the end of my blow tube so I could use it. It was closed off, so that's just a quick way to do it. It's called a thermal shock. You put a score there so it's a weakness, and then You take a hot glob of glass and you put it to a point near it, which causes that point to shoot a crack off it, and hopefully all the way around nice and clean. Then you just tap it off. Kind of cool. It's fun. Seth Auger, is that Firecast? You watching, buddy? Hey Seth, dude, how's it going? Using your swivel right now, dude. A lot of people ask me what I got going on here at this blow hose. Yeah, I get oxygen compressors. It's just to run the concentrators, but to run the volume that I need. It's kind of an expensive setup, unless you know how to like get your hands on the concentrators and buy the tanks and set it up yourself. But to run the volume we need is kind of pricey. Eventually I'd like to do it, but right now liquid oxygen is running fine for me. Yeah, Jason, everything goes through the kiln. Like right now, everything I've been working on is sitting in the kiln. And when I'm done, it'll sit in there and then it'll all cool down nice and slow and even. And that's what kind of lets it anneal properly. To get rid of like short and skinny of it. Just go to the garage and make another. I never make my money out of these Sherlocks, man. Like, they're so labor intensive. Okay, I'm almost done making the curved part of the Sherlock that leads to the mouthpiece, the stock of it. Okay. We open up a hole in the end of this and throw the mouthpiece on it. There we go. Got a hole open. A little percussive persuasion on that one.
Can I get you?
No.
Oh.
We gotta plug this in. We got a little battery.
Alright.
I gotta take care of here in a minute. Alright, we're gonna have to move the phone here for a minute. We gotta hook the charger up to it.
Help me out here.
Yep, I got you. Stupid case. There we go.
Did it plug in?
Yeah. There we go. Charging. Where's that water?
Right there.
Hydration.
We are from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. What's in his mouth? He has a blow hose that hooks up to the tube so he can blow into it to make air come out of the air. From Fire Kissed on Etsy.
This hooks up to the blow tube. This goes to my mouth. I can blow through it, so I don't have to take it out in and out of the flame and do the whole thing.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. I was thinking about redoing it.
Oh. You want to show them? Pretty big.
Oh, that'd be a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. So now it gets fun.
Should I go live or you going live? Hi, Brittany. Is this music okay for you?
Okay. Hang it through. We're from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I'm making a Sherlock. I have my sections assembled into two parts at this point. I'm going to start lining up the final weld, and then we have to do some bridge work, and then kind of clean everything up, and push our bowl, and pop our carb, cut our mouthpiece. Maybe add any accessories or something to it.
How much would this Sherlock go for? That's one question.
I can't price things until after they're done. I just can't do it. Unless I've made plenty of them in this, I haven't. I haven't made trucks in quite a while, honestly. It's kind of just a unique one I really felt like making tonight. If ever it comes out the kiln, I'll figure out a price on it. But I hate pricing stuff before it's done. No, I don't do live videos often. I'd like to. This is probably the first real one I've done other than like a 5-minute messing around and getting bored with it. This is a blow hose. It's attached one end to the other so I can blow into the glass and look at it and not have to do the traditional everything and how I need to. Okay. Oh, I used to smoke cigs, and yeah, you can light a cig on it. Okay, I kind of put a little bit of a bend at the end there and bulbed it out a little bit. So this is how it's going to connect to the other piece. And it's going to kind of encourage the shape I'm looking for. Okay. We go together like that, then I'm going to bend this part. Yeah? Then bowl press will go here. Carb will be about here. There's some decoration on it, and a kickstand. But now I gotta do the bridge work. This is gonna be a little bit of a boring back and forth thing real quick. You can check us out. This is backwards. We didn't think about the write it backwards, but it's Boro Ballers on IG. You can hit us up on there. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld a piece of clear glass onto the part of my blow tube that meets up by the mouthpiece, and this basically I'm going to kind of have like a peg coming off the side of it, and that's going to be what I'm going to be able to weld up my bridge work to, which by bridge work it's going to be a solid piece of glass going from one section that I'm working on to the other to hold it together while I'm doing my weld. This is not going to be on any part of the finished piece whatsoever. It's strictly utility. Makes my job easier to do a clean job.
Thanks for looking out, Nate. We should collab again soon.
There we go. Alright, I just put that on the side of my blow tube. I'm going to do the same with my other section. So when I join the two at the bend, I can link them together with a piece in between to hold it while I work that weld. Oh, that metal box, that's a kiln. It sits at about 1,000 degrees. That's about how hot this piece is right now, till about here. And then it's just cools down pretty quick. But, so this way I can go right into the flame with it and not have to warm it up and worry about cracking issues. So again, I'm just adding this little rod peg coming off the side of the blow tube as just a weld point later to make it easy just to weld up fast. The last thing I need is my bridge work cracking while I'm trying to do my weld. It'll end in catastrophe. Okay. So I give everything just like a couple minutes to get nice and warm. I'm gonna get my material ready to do my bridge work. So I get the weld stuck together. Give it a little bit of attention to get it started, and then I'll be able to go back and hit the bridge work quick and get back to the weld. Thanks for fielding questions, Seth. I appreciate it, man. Make sure you tell everybody what this is, because this is like the highlight of me working, is your swivel and blow hose setup. I've been asked the whole time about this. Okay, we got these two pieces. We're gonna stick this thing together. No, my eyes are doing fine with the... I wear these didymium lenses. I know they don't look like much, but they filter out the right stuff. If you have a pair, you get to see a lot more of what's going on in the flame. Okay, we're going to slap this bridge work on real quick. Get right back to that weld. Sure thing. I'm actually having some complications here with the can of this. Had a weak spot that tried to blow out on me, and I've been trying to save it here for a minute, but I might have to just cut this can off, make a totally different one, keep the mouthpiece in the stock. I'm going to try and still save it here, but I'm having a hard time with it. That's kind of got away from me, guys. Having some thickness issues of unevenness traveling throughout it, and even if I could fake it into a piece, I really
wouldn't sell it.
Wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't want this to end up in anyone's hands at this point. I don't know where I went wrong here, but I'm having some issues, and new project, I guess, and I'd be able to reattempt this another time, but I don't know what happened. But it's just some of those things you gotta accept, you know? This part just, the thicknesses were just too uneven. As the more I tried to even them out, I'm too far into the piece. It's something I really should have tackled in the very beginning, and I thought I had it. Apparently I didn't.
No, he can't add a bead around it because he'd need to melt it in, and that would cause even more unevenness.
It's pretty much this whole half right here my finger is covering. This part I could